Okay, so hello and thanks for tuning in, loyal viewers and all of that. This is part of my Where I Am Now kind of series, I guess. It's not really a series, but ever since I went to Africa from 2006 to 2008 in the Peace Corps, I've made little videos about just kind of where my little adventures have taken me in life. And today I'm not all that far. I'm in a little spiritual retreat house about 20 minutes north of Dallas. So I just kind of wanted to give a brief, maybe 10 or 15 minute tour of where I am and what you might expect if you go on spiritual retreat, which I've said in plain English many times is not just for priests. It is good to detach and take, maybe a week, maybe two, to detach from life and just kind of give yourself time to rest, think, reflect on life, all that good stuff. So I am at the Montserrat Jesuit Retreat House in Lake Dallas, Texas. So you'll see here, I'm going to go around the campus. I'll land at my cell. There's a lot of libraries. Jesuits like that. So this is a little private library in the main building. I meet my spiritual director here. We meet 1 hour a day, all 5 days of my retreat, Monday through Friday. So this is, a nice refurbished little room. They turned into a private kind of conference room and mini library. So a good place for 2 or 3 people to meet and have a chat or somewhere to enjoy some quiet time. So like I said, this is in the main building. That was on the second floor. And then this is the front lobby and all of that. And then there's actually a lot of land here that we have to work with. So that direction is the front gates. It's about half a mile away. So I'm not going to walk all the way there because that would make for a rather boring video. But, it kind of gives you an idea of just how much space, there really is. I'll go around this way first. Plenty of statues here. A lot of little local shrines and all of that. The buildings are not actually that impressive. They're actually kind of plain for the most part. The real beauty is how much of the natural world you get to enjoy. And like I said, the little shrines and statues really add for a lot of it. That's the real value of being here. That building I'm not going into there. That's the cafeteria. There's not really much to show off there, so I feel like I can safely ignore that little part of it. Right now, it's fairly comfortable right now. It's about 50 degrees, which is the warmest it's been since this week. It's been normally more like 40 or 45. I'm recording this on Thursday morning. I heard there's a storm coming, and I'm not going to be able to film once it hits, so I'm going to squeeze this in while I've got the chance. So you can see here on Lake Dallas, this is, our backyard, so to speak. Hammocks and places to just kind of enjoy. Nice little pier to enjoy the lake. I don't see a boat launch here, so I don't think the Jesuits have any boats to use like that. But it's December. I'm wearing my Christmas jacket and all that. I've got 2 days left before ordinary time. It's possible they have like canoes and kayaks during the summer months, but it wouldn't surprise me at all that they've just winterized those things for this time of the year. So hopefully I will not be interrupting anyone's reading time. I want to show you the main library. This is the best place to have some quiet time aside from your room, or as I called it before, my cell. because that's sometimes what they call them in monasteries. All right. It looks like we're okay. All right, cool. It looks like we're alone. So this is the library. You know, plenty of places for everyone to sit. The upstairs is the private residence of the Jesuits that actually run the place. That's actually the one place I'm not allowed to go, respecting privacy and all of that. But as you can see, it's a rather large facility here. You know, if every person on retreat came to the library at once, you know, we wouldn't really be hurting for space. Also, just between, for private opinion and all that, I love the fact that in this whole place, there's a locked gate, so you can't just come into the facilities from the street. But once you're here, I love the fact that none of the doors are locked. They give you a door to your cell, which, you know, I haven't used since the first day. I love the fact that this place is just so open, you know, once you get in. Obviously, I can't blame the Jesuits for, locking the front gate. That's, you know, basic security and all that. And then, if I was on a college campus, I suppose they'd call this the quad. You know, just kind of the in-between yard in between all the main buildings. So that right there was the main building we started in. That's the cafeteria, which there's no reason to go into because it's a cafeteria. And then that's the library. Again, private residence for the Jesuits on the second floor. And then here is the St. Ignatius Chapel. I'm not going to go in the chapel, but I think it'll be okay if I peek in with the door. We just finished Mass, so I don't think I'll be interrupting anybody anyway. Okay, there was someone praying, so that was a good decision to not go in. This is a classic, religious community. They actually have a bell. I won't ring it because it's not my job, but they actually do ring the bell by hand on the hour, notifying things like Mass time and dinner time and all of that. So they don't literally ring it every hour. They ring it every significant hour as per the schedule. And then this is basically the dormitory room, and I'm not worried about talking now because it's about noon and everyone's going to lunch, so I know I'm not interrupting anyone's nap time or anything. So it's, it's pretty simple. I want to say that they can house about 30 people in this building. They're all private rooms. Good afternoon.
How are you?
Good. And by random chance, I'm at the very, very end on the second floor. So here's me, number 17. Oh, just a second. I'll be right there, okay? I'll be right there. All right, I'll have to catch him in a minute. So this is actually a fairly typical habitation / cell. So this is the smallest. This is the smallest room I've had while on spiritual retreat, only by a little. But it's everything I need. There's a private bathroom. There's a desk, and you can see I, brought my books to read. I did bring my tablet so I could work on some writing goals and all of that. My Sunday homily. Some of the guys wouldn't even bring that, which is totally understandable. You have one comfy chair, and then, a bed for one. The only thing I was a little surprised that wasn't here was a dresser or something like that. So I have all my clothes on the windowsill just because I didn't want to leave them in my bag the entire time. So that's really, kind of what you have to work with. And like I said, it works out perfectly. This is everything you need for spiritual retreat. I have my privacy And if I get a little stir crazy, I have all that open space like the library and the outside to, kind of get my fresh air and all of that. But this really is just everything you need to be comfortable, relax, and really get into that prayerful state where you can really get into what's really going on inside. And I just think that's marvelously of value. So I would encourage anyone to do this. For this particular one in Dallas, it was $100 a day. No, less than that. It cost me $400 for 5 days here at the retreat, and that includes everything for my room and board, and my meals, and spiritual direction all 5 days. I've had other spiritual retreats where the spiritual direction with the guy was something I'd pay extra for. So I don't know. In my book, that's very affordable. I'm a priest, so I went for 5 days. But there's nothing wrong with doing this for, say, 2 or 3 days if that's all the time you have to work with. But I had plenty of companionship for the meals and all of that, so I wasn't completely alone. But at the same time, I was free to just be with my prayers and my thoughts and really get into it. And I had a spiritual director to kind of bounce my things off of and give me some direction with respect to where my prayer was at that time. So that's about all I have to show you. I sincerely hope you consider it. For those of you, most of you who are watching this are from Wisconsin. There's one, the Jesuit Retreat Center in Oconomowoc. That's very close, very affordable, and significantly larger facilities than this if you do what I did and did a hermitage. So that's my little spiritual retreat advertisement on behalf of the Jesuits in Lake Dallas, Texas. And this is where I am now.